Hello dear students, welcome to chemistry classes. And in this session we are going to start a new unit, that is aldehydes and ketones. Okay, and let me start this session by defining what are aldehydes and ketones. First we have to discuss about the definition for aldehydes. Okay, then what are these aldehydes? See, these aldehydes are the organic compounds organic compounds which are having RCHO as a general formula. These aldehydes are the organic compounds which are having RCHO as a general formula. Or we can define these aldehydes in another way. That is, the organic compounds, the organic compounds in which carbonyl group, that is C double bond O group, is attached to either two hydrogen atoms, either two hydrogen atoms or one hydrogen atom and one alkyl or aryl group. Then that organic compound is called what? Aldehyde. Aldehydes are the organic compounds which may contain RCHO as a general formula, or these are the organic compounds in which carbonyl group, that is C double bond O group, is attached to either two hydrogen atoms. We can write the general formula as RCHO. Okay, and if the carbonyl group is attached to two hydrogen atoms, then that organic compound is called what? Aldehyde. Or one hydrogen, that is HC double bond O, and one alkyl or aryl group. We can write R, maybe an alkyl or aryl group. Then those organic compounds are called what? Aldehydes. And this is the general formula for organic compounds. The general formula is RCHO. Here this R may be hydrogen or an alkyl or aryl group. This R may be an hydrogen, or it may be an alkyl, or it may be an aryl group. Okay, then take some examples for aldehydes. HCHO, it is of the form RCHO. Here R is an hydrogen, it is formaldehyde. And you can take CH3CHO, it is of the form RCHO. Okay, and here R is an alkyl group. It is acetaldehyde. Okay, or you can take C6H5CHO, it is of the form RCHO, and here on one side of the C double bond O, H is there, and another side aryl group is there. This is benzaldehyde. Okay, these are some of the examples for aldehydes. Then now we have to discuss what are ketones. What are ketones? Coming to the definition of ketones, these are the organic compounds having RCOR dash. These are the organic compounds having RCOR dash as a general formula. If the organic compound is having this type of a general formula, then that is called what? Ketones. Or we can define the ketones in another way, that the organic compounds in which carbonyl group is attached to two alkyl or aryl groups, or one alkyl and one aryl group, then that organic compound is called what? A ketone. The organic compounds which are having this one as a general formula are called ketones, or the organic compounds in which the carbonyl group, that is a C double bond O group, is attached to two alkyl or two aryl groups. We can take the general formula for ketones as RCO R dash. This is the general formula for ketones. This we can write RC double bond O R dash. Okay, and here this R and R dash may be alkyl or aryl groups. Okay, this is the general formula for ketones, and here this R and R dash both may be alkyl or both may be aryl, or one may be alkyl and one may be aryl. Okay, this is the definition for ketones. Then now we have to discuss about the examples for ketones. See, we can write the examples for ketones: CH3COCS3. Okay, this is of the type RCOR dash, and here both the substituents are alkyl and its name is acetone. Okay, first example. The second one example, we can take both aryl substituents CO C6H5 RCOR dash, and this is benzophenone. On we can write C6H5COCS3. Here one R is an alkyl and another R dash is an aryl, and its name is acetophenone. Okay, these are some of the examples for ketones. Okay. Then now we have to discuss about the nomenclature. That is naming system, and here we are discussing first about the nomenclature of aldehydes. First we have to discuss about the nomenclature of aldehydes, and we know that there are two systems of nomenclature. The first one is common system of nomenclature, and the second one is IUPAC system of nomenclature. Then let me start the nomenclature system, common system of nomenclature of aldehydes. Common system of nomenclature of aldehydes. Okay. And here the common names of aldehydes are derived from the common names of corresponding carboxylic acids. See here, the common names of aldehydes are derived from the common names of corresponding carboxylic acids by replacing carboxylic acids by replacing the ending IC acid, that is IC acid, with the term aldehyde. See once again, the common names of aldehydes are derived from the common names of the corresponding carboxylic acids by replacing the ending IC acid of an carboxylic acid with the suffix aldehyde. Take for example COOH. This is what? A carboxylic acid, and its name is formic acid. And if we derived a aldehyde from this one, that is having the formula of HCOH, HCOH or HCHO, then we have to write the common name for this one by writing the common name of the carboxylic acid from which it is derived. The name of carboxylic acid is formic acid, and here we have to replace this IC acid with aldehyde. Therefore, it becomes a formaldehyde. The common name for this HCOH or HCHO is formaldehyde. Like this, we can write CH3CHO. It is derived from CH3COOH, that is acetic acid, and its common name is given by replacing this IC acid of this acid, carboxylic acid, with aldehyde, that is acetaldehyde. 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 We can write C6H5CHO, and it is derived from C6H5COOH, that is benzoic acid, and therefore its common name is benzaldehyde. Okay, and if substituents are there in an aldehyde, then we have to mention the position of substituents by using Greek letters like alpha, beta, gamma, etc. See, if this is a carbon chain, C double bond O H, then this is our aldehydic group, correct? This C double bond O H is an aldehydic group, and if substituents are there in a given aldehyde, then we have to start numbering the carbons from the aldehydic group as alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and so on. And the carbon which is directly attached to an aldehydic carbon, that is this carbon, is named as or marked as alpha, and the next carbon is beta, gamma, delta, and etc. Okay, see some examples: CH3, CH2, CH, CHO, Cl. Okay, and here this is our parent chain, and the carbon which is attached to this aldehydic carbon is having a substituent Cl, and therefore we should indicate this one as alpha. Okay, then the common name is alpha chloro, and this is butyric. It is derived from the carboxylic acid, that is butyric acid, and therefore its common name is butyraldehyde. Butyraldehyde. Okay, or we can take CH3, CH, Br, CH2, CHO. This is alpha carbon because it is directly attached to the aldehydic group, and this is beta, and its name is beta bromo butyraldehyde. Why it is butyraldehyde? Because it is a derived product from butyric acid, and therefore we have to replace the IC acid of butyric acid with aldehyde, butyraldehyde. Okay, see. And the next point is, here 2 points completed. The third point is what? For aromatic aldehydes. For aromatic aldehydes, the simple aromatic aldehyde is what? Having a general formula of this one. It is benzaldehyde. It is what? Benzaldehyde. And if any substituents are there, then we have to use the prefixes ortho, meta, and para with respect to this aldehydic group, that is CHO. With respect to CHO, we have to use the prefixes ortho, meta, and para. Okay, see, this is benzaldehyde, and if it is having one OH at this, then it is called ortho hydroxy benzaldehyde, orthohydroxy benzaldehyde. Okay, and if it is having the CH3 group at this position, this is ortho, this is meta, and its common name is meta methyl benzaldehyde. Okay, this is all about what the common system of nomenclature for aldehydes. Then now we have to discuss about the IUPAC system of nomenclature. See, the next one is what? IUPAC system of nomenclature for aldehydes. See, the IUPAC names of aldehydes are derived from the names of the corresponding alkanes, names of the corresponding alkanes, and here by replacing the E of an alkane with Al, we can write Al. The IUPAC names of the aldehydes are derived from the names of the corresponding alkanes from which the aldehydes are derived, and here we have to replace the E of an alkane with Al. Take for example HCHO, and it is derived from the alkene methane, correct? And according to our IUPAC nomenclature, we have to replace this E of an methane with Al. Therefore, the IUPAC name for this compound becomes methanol, correct? HCHO is what? Methanol. This is one example. Or we can take CH3CHO. Here two carbons are there, therefore it is derived from ethane, and by replacing the E of an ethane and after adding Al, we will get ethanol. Okay, or we can write CH3CH2CHO. this is derived from propane, and after replacing the E and adding Al, we will get a propanol. Okay, the IUPAC names of the aldehydes are derived from the names of the corresponding alkanes by replacing E of an alkane with Al. Okay, and if substituents are there in a given aldehyde, then how we have to name this? If take for example CH3, CH2, CHO, CH3 is there. Okay, and here we should select the parent carbon chain, that should be a longest carbon chain, and here while selecting the parent carbon chain, we should select the carbon chain in such a way that that carbon chain should contain the aldehydic group, that is CHO group. Okay, and here we should select this chain as a parent carbon chain, and here this becomes a substituent. And while numbering the carbon atoms, we should number from the aldehydic carbon, that is the aldehydic carbon should get a least number, that is 1 2 3 4. Okay, and therefore its IUPAC name is what? On second carbon, methyl substituent is there, that is 2-methyl butanol, 2-methyl butanol, or we can take CH3, CH, Cl, CH2, CH, CH3, CH2, CHO. Okay, and here we should select the longest chain as a parent carbon chain, and it is containing a aldehydic group, and we have to start numbering from the aldehydic carbon, means the carbon of an aldehydic group should get least number, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and on third and fifth carbon two substituents are there, and while naming the substituents also we have to maintain the alphabetical order. Therefore 5 chloro 3-methyl hexanal. On 5th carbon chloro group is there, on 3rd carbon methyl group is there, and it is a hexane, and by replacing E of an hexane and after adding Al we will get hexanal. Therefore its systematic IUPAC name is 5-chloro-3-methyl hexanal. Okay, and if an aldehyde group is attached to a ring, take for example this cyclohexane or an benzene, then how we have to name the aldehyde of this type? By giving a IUPAC system. See, if the aldehyde group is directly attached to a ring, then we have to use the suffix carbaldehyde. We have to use the suffix carbaldehyde to the full name of the hydrocarbon. This is a cyclohexane. Sorry, CYCLO, cyclohexane. Then after this we have to add the suffix carbaldehyde to this one, carbaldehyde. Okay, then this one is the systematic IUPAC name for this aldehyde, and this is benzene, and after this we have to add this suffix benzene carbaldehyde. Okay, and or we can take this one CHO and NO2. And for this type of aldehydes we have to start giving numbers to the ring carbons in such a way that the ring carbon which is attached to the aldehydic carbon should get a least number, that or we can start numbering from that carbon which is attached to a aldehydic carbon. Therefore this is 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the name of this ring is 4-nitrobenzene carbaldehyde. 4-nitrobenzene, the name of this ring, and after this we have to add the suffix carbaldehyde. Okay, and if more than one aldehydic groups are there, take for example this one CHO, CH2, CH2, CH, CHO, CH2, CHO. If more than one aldehydic groups are there, that is more than one CHO groups are there, then there also we have to use the suffix carbaldehyde, but there we have to use the multiplicative prefixes like di, tri, tetra to indicate the number of CHOs. And for this one we should start numbering from this carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, and here the E of an alkane should be retained, butane. The parent carbon chain is containing 4 carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a butane, and here E of the alkane is to be retained, and here on first carbon, second carbon, fourth carbon, 3 aldehyde groups are there. Therefore we have to use the multiplicative prefixes tri by adding the word carbaldehyde. Okay, take another example CHO, CH2, 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 CHO. Here 2 aldehyde groups are there, and we should start numbering from this or from this. Both are same, both the ways are correct only. And here the parent chain is propane, propane, and on first and third carbon 2 aldehyde groups are there. Therefore we have to use the multiplicative prefix di carbaldehyde. Okay, this is all about the IUPAC system of nomenclature for aldehydes. Okay, now we have to discuss the nomenclature for ketones, and here also 2 methods are there for naming the ketones. The first one is common system of nomenclature, then the second one is IUPAC. Then first we are discussing about the common system of nomenclature for ketones. See, the common names of ketones are obtained by naming the alkyl or aryl groups which are attached to the carbonyl group. The general formula for ketones is what? R C double bond O R dash. And the common names of these ketones are named by naming the alkyl or aryl substituents which are attached to this carbonyl group. Okay. And after this one, we have to add the word ketone to this. After the names of alkyl or aryl substituents, we have to add the word ketone. And if both the substituents are same, then we have to use the multiplicative prefixes like di, tri, etc., tetra, etc. Okay. See, for example, CH3, C double bond O, CH3. This is a ketone of the type RC double bond O R dash. And here two alkyl substituents are there, and both the alkyl substituents are same. Therefore, the names are dimethyl. And after the names of alkyl, we have to add the word ketone. Okay, the common name of this compound or this ketone is dimethyl ketone. And it is well known as acetone. In everywhere we are naming this one as acetone. The common name is what? Dimethyl ketone, and other name is acetone. Take another example, CH3 C double bond O, CH2 CH3. Here two alkyl substituents are there, and while naming these alkyl groups also we have to maintain the alphabetical order. Here ethyl group is there, ethyl, and then methyl, methyl ketone. This is the common name. If aromatic substituent is there, C double bond O, CH3. Here one side alkyl is there, another side aryl is there. Therefore, methyl, and this one is phenyl. Here also we have to maintain the alphabetical order. Methyl phenyl ketone. The common name for this compound is methyl phenyl ketone, or this is well known as acetophenone. Okay, or if you take, say here only, if the carbonyl group is attached to two benzene rings, then these two are aryl groups and the names are phenyl. Two are there, therefore it is a diphenyl ketone. The common name for this one is a diphenyl ketone, or we can call this one as a benzophenone. Okay, this is about the common system of nomenclature for non-substituted ketones. And if substituents are there on the ketone, say take for example Cl, CH2, C double bond O, CH2, Cl. Here on this side also one substituent is there, on this side also one substituent is there. And there, if substituents are there, then we have to use the symbols, Greek symbols or Greek letters like alpha, beta, gamma, etc. on one side, and on another side we should use alpha dash, beta dash, gamma dash, delta dash, etc. Okay, see here this is an alpha carbon because it is attached to a carbonyl carbon directly, and therefore it is alpha, and the other side carbon is alpha dash, beta dash, gamma dash, etc. Okay, and the common name for this compound is beta dash chloro alpha chloro, sorry, the common name is what? Beta dash chloro ethyl, correct? Beta dash chloro ethyl, here ethyl group is there, then alpha chloro methyl, then after we have to add the word ketone. The common name for this compound is what? Beta dash chloroethyl alpha chloromethyl ketone. Okay, take another example. Cl CH2 C double bond O CH2 Cl. On both side of the carbonyl group, both the substituents are same. Here one carbon is alpha and the other carbon is alpha dash, and here we can write alpha alpha dash dichloro dimethyl ketone. Okay, this is all about what? The common system of nomenclature for ketones. Then now we have to discuss about the IUPAC system of nomenclature for ketones. IUPAC system of nomenclature for ketones. See, the IUPAC names of ketones are derived from the names of the corresponding alkanes. The IUPAC names of the ketones are derived from the names of corresponding alkanes by replacing the ending E of an alkane with the word or the term ONE. Therefore, the IUPAC name of the ketone becomes alkanon. After replacing this E with ONE, we will get alkanon. Take for example CH3 C double bond O CH3, and it is derived from the parent alkane, that is methyl propane, and after replacing the E of an propane and by adding the ONE, we will get propanon. Okay, take CH3 C double bond O CH2 CH3, and here while naming this type of ketones, a parent chain which is containing a carbonyl carbon should get a least number. Here we can start numbering from this carbon or this carbon. If we start numbering from this carbon, 1 2 3 4, here this carbonyl carbon should get least number, and here by numbering from this side it is getting the position number 3, and from numbering this side it is getting number 2. Therefore this is correct, because the carbon is of a ketone is getting least number from this side. Therefore it is 2 butanon, or we can write this one as but 2 ONE. Here 2 indicates what? The position of carbonyl group. Okay, take another example, CH3 CH2 C double bond O CH2 CH3, 1 2 3 4 5. On third position the carbonyl group is there, therefore it is 3 pentanon. Okay, and if substituents are there like CH3 CH CH3 C double bond O CH CH3 CH3, if substituents are there, then there also we have to start numbering the ketone which is containing a parent chain with the carbonyl group, and that the carbonyl group should get least number 1 2 3 4 5. On second and fourth carbon, 2 methyl groups are there as a substituents, therefore it becomes 2 4 dimethyl, and the parent alkane is pentane, and after replacing, and on third position the carbonyl carbon is there, and after replacing the E of an pentane and on adding ONE, we will get a pentanon. Okay, or we can take this one CH3 C H, CS3, CH2, C double bond O, CS3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On fourth carbon, one substituent is there, that is 4-methyl, 4-methyl, and on second carbon, carbonyl carbon is there. Means in second position, the carbonyl carbon is there, and the parent alkane is pentane. Therefore, it becomes pentanon after replacing E and adding ONE to pentanon, 4-methyl to pentanol. This is all about the IUPAC nomenclature of substituted and non-substituted ketones. And if a ketone is containing more than one ketonic groups, here 2 ketonic groups are there, then in this case we have to name this type of ketones by naming the name of an corresponding alkane, where the E of an alkane should be retained, and by adding the multiplicative prefixes like di, tri, etc. How many ketones are there, that many multiplicative prefix we have to use along with the name of an alkane. And here we should keep the E of an alkane. And here, after numbering this type of ketone, we are getting the correct positions of the ketonic groups. On second and fourth position, 2 ketonic groups are there, and the parent chain is pentane. And here we have to retain the E of an alkane, that is pentane, and after this we have to add the multiplicative prefix di-one, or we can write this one as pentane 2,4 di-one. Take another example, CS3, C double bond O, C double bond O, CH2, CH3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On second and third position, 2 keto groups are there. Therefore, we can write this one as in 2, 3 pentane di-one, or pentane 2, 3 di-one. Okay, this is all about what the IUPAC nomenclature for ketones which are containing more than one keto group. And for cyclic ketones, the carbonyl group is assigned location position number 1. For cyclic ketones of this type, this is cyclopentane. If this type of ketones are there, these are called cyclic ketones. The carbonyl group is assigned position number 1. That is, it is numbered as 1 and is not included in name. The position number 1 should not be included in name. Okay, and its name is cyclopentane, and after replacing the E and adding ONE, we will get a cyclopentanon. Okay, and this one is 1, 2. On second position, 1 bromine substituent is there. Therefore, it is 2-bromo cyclopentanon. 2-bromo cyclopentanon. Okay, and for aromatic ketones, means the ketones of this type, which are containing at least one aromatic ring. For aromatic ketones, the benzene ring is considered as a substituent. This is also substituent, and this one is also considered as a substituent, and the carbonyl carbon is numbered as a position number 1. Okay, and the naming is done as in an alphabetical system only. Here also, this is methyl substituent, this is phenyl. Here this is methyl and this is a phenyl, correct? Sorry, this is considered as a substituent, this is considered as a substituent, and this one becomes the parent chain, and it is an ethane, correct? And here the IUPAC name for this one is what? 1-phenyl. First we have to name the substituent. On first position, the substituent is there, that is a phenyl, 1-phenyl. Then the parent alkane is ethane, ethane. Here we have to replace the E of an alkane with ONE. Ethane 1 on. Ethane 1 phenyl, ethane 1 on. Or we can name this one C6H5, C double bond O, CH2, CH2, CH3. This is considered as a substituent, and the carbonyl carbon should get a least number, that is number 1, 2, 3, 4. On first position phenyl is there, 1 phenyl, and this is a butane. Okay, butane, that is butane 1 ONE. This is the common naming system for ketones. Okay, then if both aldehyde and ketonic groups are there in a single compound, that means if ketoaldehydes are there, if ketoaldehydes are there, that means both aldehydic and ketonic groups are there in a same compound, C of this type. Here aldehydic group is also there and ketonic group is also there. Here we have to use the prefix oxo for ketone. We have to use the prefix oxo for ketone, and its position on the parent chain is indicated by the suitable number also. Okay, and here we should start numbering from this carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, and on third position ketonic group is there, that is named as oxo. Therefore we have to name 3 oxo, and the parent chain is butane, butanol. After replacing E and adding Al to the aldehyde, we will get a butanol, 3-oxo-butanol. Take another one, CH3, C double bond O, CH2, CH2, CHO. Here we have to start numbering from this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4-oxo-pentanol. 4-oxo-pentanol. Okay, this is all about what the nomenclature system for the compounds, organic compounds which are containing both aldehydic and ketonic groups. Okay, then now we have to discuss about the structure and bonding. Then now we have to discuss about the structure and bonding in aldehydes and ketones. See, the carbonyl group is what, which is having the structure of this one. Okay, and here this is sigma, this one is also sigma, and here this double bond is there now between carbon and oxygen, is containing 1 sigma and 1 pi bond. Okay, now we are discussing about the structure of this aldehydes and ketones and the bonding in aldehydes and ketones. And here the carbonyl group which is there both in aldehyde and ketone is represented by like this: single bond C, single bond, double bond O, and here 3 sigma bonds are there with the carbon and 1 pi bond is there between carbon and oxygen. Okay, and this oxygen is having 2 lone pairs of electrons. Then now we can say here both carbon and oxygens are sp2 hybridized. The hybridization of carbon and oxygen is sp2. Okay, sp2, and the sigma bond which is formed between the carbon and oxygen, we can write the orbital overlapping structure for this one as carbon with p sp2 hybridized orbitals. This carbon is having 3 sp2 hybridized orbitals, correct, and this one is a p orbital, unhybridized p orbital. This is for carbon, and we have 1 oxygen. Here also 1 unhybridized p orbital is there, and 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals are there, and in those 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals, 1 hybrid orbital is having an unpaired electron, that is single electron, and two sp2 hybrid orbitals are having paired electrons. That means two electrons each. And here the sigma bond which is formed between the carbon and oxygen is formed by the overlapping of an sp2 hybrid orbitals of carbon with the sp2 hybrid orbital of oxygen. That is by this one. Okay, this is a sp2 sigma bond. The sigma bond which is formed between the carbon and oxygen is by the overlapping of sp2 hybrid orbital of carbon with the sp2 hybrid orbital of oxygen. Okay, then the pi bond which is formed between the carbon and oxygen is by the overlapping of unhybridized p orbital of carbon with unhybridized p orbital of carbon with unhybridized p orbital of oxygen. This is pi bond which is formed by the p side by overlapping of carbon with oxygen. Okay, and this oxygen is having two lone pairs of electrons which are there in two sp2 hybrid orbitals, and the carbon which is having other two sp hybrid orbitals is forming two sigma bonds with other two atoms, and is having a trigonal planar structure. Okay. This carbonyl group is having a trigonal planar structure only because the carbon which is sp2 hybridized atom, and it should present in a single plane, and hence the three atoms which are attached to this sp2 hybridized carbon are also lying in a same plane, and therefore it is having a trigonal planar structure. Okay, and also it is having a bond angle of 120 degree. Bond angle of 120 degree. See, we can represent like this one: 120 degree, 120 degree, 120 degree. Means the bonds which are present in a carbonyl group of an aldehyde and ketone are having a bond angle of 120 with each other. Okay, this is all about what the structure and bonding of aldehydes and ketones. Okay, the carbonyl group of aldehyde and ketone, it is a polar molecule. That means it is having partial positive charge on carbon and partial negative charge on oxygen. The carbonyl group is a polar group, and it is having partial positive charge on carbon and partial negative charge on oxygen. This is why the reason is only because of electronegativity difference between oxygen and carbon. As this oxygen being more electronegative in nature, it will drag the bonded pair of electron towards itself, and hence it will get a partial negative charge, and the carbon which is less electronegative as compared to the oxygen will leave the bonded electron towards the oxygen, and hence it will get a partial positive charge. Okay, and as this carbonyl carbon is polar in nature, it should get a somewhat dipole moment. It is having some dipole moment of the range of 2.3 to 2.8 dB. This carbonyl group is a polar molecule or polar group with a dipole moment of 2.3 to 2.8 dB. Okay, and the polar nature of this carbonyl group can be indicated by the resonance structures of this type: double bond O, and here the pi electron will move towards the oxygen, and hence the carbon will get positive charge and the oxygen will get a negative charge. That we can represent in general with the partial separation of charges with partial negative and partial positive charge. Okay, the carbonyl group is a polar group. Why? Because the more electronegative oxygen will pull the electron towards itself, and hence becomes electron rich and gets partial negative charge, and the electron this carbon which is having less electronegativity becomes electron deficient by losing the electrons, and hence it gets partial positive charge. And because of the development of these two positive and negative poles on the carbonyl group, these are called what? Polar groups. Dipoles are there, na? Therefore these are polar groups, and because of the polarity, here we will get a dipole moment of the range 2.3 to 2.8 dB. Okay, this is all about what? The structure and bonding in carbonyl compounds, that is aldehydes and ketones.